Well, of course, it is 3 minutes past 8 a.m. and we're in the second hour of Smart Minutes Business. Your daily kickstart as usual from Monday to Friday from 7 to 9:55 a.m. And of course, today is a freestyle day. It's a Friday. We are wrapping up the week. So I am excited. I don't know about you, but then I'm hoping you already started your day. You've already begun so that by 5, by 4, 4:30 or 6, you're out of your work area. You are going to enjoy the night time. It's good to have a little bit of fun. Feel free. But anyway, don't forget that we are proudly brought to you by Zabu. And of course, if you want to invest in government bond securities, Zabu says you can invest as low as 15,000 Ghana shillings. But to reach out to them, whether you have a smartphone, whether you have a Kabiditi or a button phone, you can dial *292#. That is the USSD code. You can learn about the products. There's that options, or you can go straight to the bonds. So the bonds, of course, they have years, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, according to what you feel. But then investment, like I told you, is as low as 15,000 Ghana shillings. That's the lowest you can go for. So now, Zabo is operational from Monday to Friday. This is the last day of the week for you to do your business with Zabo from 8:15 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. And of course, Zabo says, my money, my future. They are powered by Otex East Africa, telling you to do something new. I know. Today, being the last day of the week, okay, a little bit of you are relaxed and you're like, I don't need to do too much. I don't feel, for most people actually, even me myself, I feel waking up on a Friday is really hard for me. I know how it feels, but then regardless, you have to come and make the day, you have to be productive. Being at home is actually boring, really. I've experienced it. It's boring when you're used to working. You feel like there is a part of you that is really missing, but then you have to get yourself moving. Anyway, for those that are feeling unwell, those that not feel just up for the day, here's what we have for you to get inspired for the day. Well, of course, for those that think failure is the end of it all, it's part of the process. It is really part of the process. It is how you learn. By that process of failing over and over again, you learn a thing or two. So the time you're successful, really, you've had a lot of lessons for you to teach to teach the rest. So definitely, failure is not doesn't mean that you have failed completely. It is part of success. Okay, most successful people have failed at some point. Okay, that is how you know that you're progressing. The moment you start failing over and over again and get frustrated over it, you're getting there. you're getting there. So regardless on how frustrated you are, just know next year, next month, tomorrow could be your breakthrough. So definitely don't give up. Don't let that is in your way. If you didn't make some sales yesterday and maybe you think today, no. Keep on pushing, push harder. And of course, there are those that are into business, know your research, make research on your competitors, okay? You could have someone, you could be in the same you could be in one location thinking you're only a person. Then a few meters away from you, there is someone doing something. So you gotta know what they are doing so that you can improve. You can also get your customers running. They come to you, Have you been in a scenario where most people prefer a certain product than yours or a certain service than yours? They've researched about you, they know your weaknesses. So definitely, how about you do a little bit of research on them too, so that by the time you're pulling people to your side, okay? That is what we managed to bring you today. So please, if you feel you're failing, it could be a learning lesson for you. Learn from your mistakes, okay? Learn from your mistakes. Make sure the next day that goes by, even the failure actually has process stages. The way you failed at the beginning is not the way you fail now. Now you fail when you're almost there. But then the moment you start failing, that means you are progressing somewhere. It's part of success. Anyway, we are still discussing the night economy, and we want to look at how the night economy is progressing in East Africa. Are the people benefiting from this economy, from these night economies? How do we rate ourselves if we're talking about East Africa? Of course, I know Kenya is the leading, followed by us, Ugandans. We know we're ranked consuming alcohol, we're ranked #1. So definitely, for happening, we do happen. So definitely, if you want to do business, you can create a bar, you'll get your money, unless you're not planning to consume it yourself. There are people who start up businesses, and they're the people that consume the business themselves, okay? But anyway, that is what we want to discuss, and later on in the show, we're going to have people that are going to be discussing more of this night economy, mostly on the entertainment bit, because we know entertainment actually is the driving factor when it comes to contributing towards the economy. The different concerts that we have, we saw the battle of Sidi and Sheba, and I'm here seeing here, are the music battles a sustainable culture? Are they? That is the question that they have been asking. Is this for commercial purposes? Is the battle real, or it's for the money? Anyway, if you want, you can grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor, and you could have more information on this. Now, in this report, here regarding East Africa, the night economies in East African nations vary widely. Kenya having the largest night economy by far, followed by Uganda, yes. Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi is not yet stable economically. So I could say really they are below us. And of course, there are a number of reasons for this variation, including the size of the population, the level of economic development. You see, the level of economic development also matters. When you rate Kenya, Uganda, then Tanzania, but now Tanzania is taking the lead. It's taking the lead recently. It's really taking the lead. It's going by fine investment in tourism, everything. So definitely, in economic development, a bit coming up. They're surpassing us. They're surpassing Uganda. They're surpassing Kenya. So definitely, and the cultural norms and the values of the country. Uganda, I can give an example for Uganda. It's known for the lifestyle that we have. Really, we are free, freestylers. We love chilling a lot. We love having good times. We love partying. So that is when it comes to values of the country, Uganda is known for that. Anyway, Andrew, what do you think of East Africa when you rate the performance when it comes to the night economy?
Yeah, of course, there are quite various reasons why that. When I read something here, when we had to compare the night economies of these different nations of East Africa, as of last year, 2022, Kenya's night economy was able to generate at least about 7.2 million US dollars. Uganda 3.6 million US dollars, Tanzania 2.4 million US dollars, and Rwanda 1.2 million US dollars, and for Burundi's case it was about 800,000, that is US dollars. I mean, we are looking at the night economy. Now, you could be asking yourself, why are these countries that way? You know, for the sake of Kenya. And now Kenya, I see the advantage here it has is that it has the largest population in East Africa with over 50 million people. You know, and Kenya has relatively a developed economy with a growing class, which is what we call the middle class. You know, all that really contributes, has a say when it comes to the night economy. Now, Kenya also has a vibrant culture sense with a wide range of nighttime activities and entertainment options available. Because for us, we seem to be limited when it comes to entertainment options, but Kenya has quite a number of them. Now, Kenya is also a popular tourist destination with many visitors coming to the country to enjoy its nightlife. You know, now Uganda comes, of course, second onto this list with the biggest night economy. We saw it at 3.6 million US dollars, which generated last year, and for Kenya it's 7.2 million US dollars. Now, why Uganda coming in the second position? Now, Uganda has the second largest population in East Africa, first of all, with over 45 million people, and it's a relatively developed economy with a growing middle class still, just growing, and Uganda has a vibrant culture scene with a wide range of nighttime activities and entertainment options also available, and it's a tourism, because majority of the tourists also come in here to enjoy the nightlife from that way. Tanzania is the third, but it has a bigger population actually, because Tanzania has about over 55 million people. If you look at the economy is relatively developed with growing middle class still, and well, with also tourists. Actually, the common aspect here in both of the night economies of these different countries is the aspect of tourism for that. Now, Rwanda is number 4 because, of course, with a small population, 12 billion only, despite the fact that there is the middle class that is growing, and the tourists that come in there, and Burundi coming in number 5th, of course, the last here. The smallest population with just 3 million people, 3 million people. And Burundi, the funny thing about Burundi is that it has less vibrant culture scene than other East African nations, with fewer nighttime activities and entertainment options also available. Now, it's also not a popular tourist destination as other East African nations, and fewer visitors really coming to the country. So when we put all that, it is something that, it's not by mistake that it's really positioned to that.
Well, of course, anyway, I believe what I see, according to my analysis, okay, Rwanda, Tanzania, Kenya and Uganda have, when it comes to night economy, they have quite some audience compared to Rwanda, which is a little bit restricted.
Rwanda is a little bit restricted in terms of the noise and all that. So many restrictions, by the way, as compared to Uganda, where we have actually the most. I would think that actually our night economy would have exceeded Kenya, but the advantage Kenya has is that entertainment and the wide range of entertainment options. For us, we're probably only limited to entertainment, to concerts and all that. But there are quite a number of people go to watch movies and across there.
But we also do watch, but the
how many
mindset that we have on people going to watch.
Okay, it's there, but how many cinema halls do we have in here?
I mean, we have
as compared to Kenya.
The one, yeah.
And also the subsidization of those cinemas here. How many people go to those cinemas? Those are all questions to really ask ourselves.
Very few, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the night economy really is a place for people to you know, to invest, no, not invest, but then spend their money in. And of course, the fact that we have, like the middle class is lesser in our country. Those that have, extremely have.
Extremely
Those that
have.
do not have.
Exactly.
That
And
is-
you find that what the places which really attract for large crowds in most cases, when you take a look at the fees that these places charge, is actually slight, you know, because sometimes
10,000, imagine 10,000 entrance.
10,000, even some 5,000, I'm told. So you get to realize that, okay, by the time probably the organizer comes out, he's profiting little.
Yeah.
And remember, he has to pay taxes to the authorities, like Kampala City Council Authority, if you're operating within the city center. So it becomes a little bit costly. Probably some people might have withdrawn a little bit.
I think that is why in Uganda, that's why that we've had constantly issues with these organizers, with their artists, you know, fighting for the money, and then that's the whole ruckus that is happening in Uganda. But away from that, actually, the entertainment trying to improve here and there. People are trying to embrace the cinemas. Someone's like, oh, I'm not going to attend the cinema. I'm going to wait for the movie. I'm going to wait for the clear copy to come
Clear
out.
copy out.
That is when I'm going to access the movie.
But you know why? First of all, internet here in Uganda. Look at countries with stable internet, with the most internet users. I was looking at in Africa, Nigeria and South Africa actually has the largest population of people that use the internet.
And
that's why their artists are big, first of all, and they make money from music streams. Why? There is support, but in Uganda, the internet charges are quite unfriendly.
They're unfriendly. You just put a GB and the shortest time possible, it's done.
Yeah, internet cost, and also probably if there was a way people could access internet cheaply with favorable rates and bundles, somebody would find it easy to look for a 20 or 30K and subscribe for Netflix or any other streaming platform, or even be able to, you know, be like, because the internet is available. But also there is also the income perspective. Not so many people. Somebody can look at 30K as it's like, I'd rather wait. I'd rather on that 30K, I'd rather get MBs, buy data for 5,000 and then download a movie when it's on clear copy. So many of those perspectives. Well, just a recap of the night economy. Kenya, as of 2022, 7.2 million US dollars. Kenya number one, Uganda number two with 3.6 million US dollars economy net worth, and Tanzania number four with 2.4 million US dollars. Those are the figures the night of 2022, and Rwanda coming in fourth here with 1.2 million US dollars of what the night economy could generate for the year 2022, and Burundi only $800,000 that was generated from the night economy come the year 2022. Well, of course, we come to the end of this particular discussion here, and now I would love to remind you that the markets on the Zebra platform are on. Yes, just 6 minutes ago they started to operate. You can kindly participate by dialing *292# which is the USSD code that will avail you with options where you'll be in position. That is to buy government bonds and securities for a fee of 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Now the markets are going to be, they open at exactly 8:15 and they'll be running all the way to 3:15 p.m. That is East African time, and this is effective Monday up to Friday, apart from the weekends and the public holidays when those markets cannot be accessed. But of course, that's not the big deal here. At least you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make money, something which I believe it's quite key and important when it comes to your financial revolution. And Zabo made this a reality for you. That's why it boldly and confidently comes out and tells you, well, it's my money, it's my future. And also East Africa tells us that you gotta do something new for yourself. Remember, it is 2023. Well, now Smart Means Business takes another break, and of course, coming up, business in sports. Stick around.